Okay, so now let us see how to read input. To read the input, you need the scanner class. The scanner class is there in the util package. So the S over here in the scanner is capital letter. So for actually putting the data onto the output screen, you don't require to import java.lang package, because lang package is by default added to every Java program. But for using scanner class, you need to import the util package. So you need to say import java.util.scanner into your programs if you want to use the scanner class and its methods. Okay, so the scanner class reads input and converts it into binary form, and it reads token from the source. Okay, so the source is all the sources that I have mentioned. It can be like a file, it can be also a string. Okay, so it can be from the keyboard. Okay, so it can be a file, it can be from the keyboard. From all the sources it reads a file, and the scanner class can read the value from the keyboard and assign it to a variable. Okay, so scanner reads tokens. Okay, so what is meant by a token? A token is a portion of input that is delimited by a set of delimiters. So the delimiter is white space by default. Say for example, I am having some portion of input. So here in between this 20 and 30 there is a white space. So this 20 is considered to be one token and 30 is considered to be another token. White space is by default, but you can mention your own delimiter into and you can send it into your scanner class. So there are many methods that the scanner class supports. We'll see what are those methods. These are some of the methods in the scanner class. The first one is next line, which is returning string type. So returns next line of input as a string. Okay. So next is next byte method, which is returning a byte type. So returns the next token as a byte value. So if you can see that this B over here after next is capital letter. So as S, I, L, B, F, D and all that. So you have to take care while writing this method inside your program. So make it as capital letter. So next short will return the next token as short value, next int will return the token as integer value, and next long will return the token as long value, and boolean as boolean value, and next float as float value, and next double as double value. As you can take a look that there is no next char over here. I am repeating it, there is no next char. How to read a character? So to read the character, we will be using the next method inside the scanner class. So this returns the next token of any type from the input source. This will return the token. Okay, and upon this next method, we will be using one method of the string class. So I am repeating, please take care over here. We will be using one method of the string class, which is char at method. Okay, so which is char at method, and inside this char at method, we will be passing 0. So which returns the first character inside the input whatever we are giving. So that will extract the character, that will read the character into the program. So that is how you read the character into the program. So let us take a look using all these methods inside a program. Let us take a look at how to create an object and initialize the scanner. Okay, there is a constructor inside the scanner. Okay, so scanner constructor. Okay, which is taking the input stream from. What is this from? This from is the stream. Okay, so which is specified to take the input from the source. And what is the stream that is specified to take the input from the source, which is the in variable. And how to access the in variable? The in variable is a static variable. So to access the in variable, to use the in variable in our program, we have to use it with a class. So in which class this in variable is there? So this in variable is there in the system class. So that's the reason why we are saying system.in. Okay, so now how to create an object of the scanner class. To create the object of the scanner class, it is very much similar to how we create the object of any other class. Okay, so I am saying the class name followed by the reference variable. So input is the reference variable, and when I set new scanner, the object is created. And we are passing certain parameter inside the scanner constructor, and we are using this constructor, and we are telling this program to take input from the keyboard. Okay, so whatever is specified by the host environment or the user, take it as a source. Okay, so that's what we have mentioned over here. So system.in means that. Okay, so now we'll see how to read input of all the primitive data types. To use the scanner class inside your program, you have to import the package java.util. So that's what I have done. I said import java.util.scanner. Else you can also say java.util.star. So this star will import all the classes that are there in the util package. So if you are very specific, you can simply write scanner. So this is my class which is named as text, and inside this class, so I have created an object of the scanner class. So this is the object reference. Okay, and I already explained you why we are passing this. So this is the input stream. Okay, right. To read an integer, so we are just using system.out.println, and I said enter an integer. So I want an interaction with the user. So that's an interactive statement. So I said enter an integer. So the user will now enter an integer. So to read the integer, so this is the statement that we're using to read an integer. Okay, so read an integer, and how we are doing it? So we are saying x is a variable of integer type, and I'm saying x is equal to input. Input is the object reference of the scanner class. So input dot nextInt. So we already saw that nextInt is a method inside the scanner class. So by doing it, the program will stop here and wait for the user to give the input. The program will not proceed further unless and until the user gives an input. Okay, so it will not go to the next statement till the user gives. So there will be a pause there. Once the user gives the input, then the value is assigned to variable x, and after that the program starts working. So we said system.out.println, and I'm printing the value of x. In case if the user has given 100, so 100 is printed on the screen for you. So this is how to read an input, integer input into the program. Okay, so in the similar way how we read integers into the program, you can also read the floating values like this. So this is the reference variable of the scanner class, and we are saying input dot next float. Okay, so this will read the input from the user, and the program will not proceed unless and until the user gives the input. So once the user gives the input, it will be assigned to the variable f, and then okay, so the rest of the thing will happen in the program. So this is how you read the byte value, and this is how you read the integer value by using the nextInt method, and this is how you read the long value, and this is short value, and this is reading the double value, and this is reading the string value. So for reading the string value, we are saying input dot next line. Okay, so and to read the character, what we have to do is we have to use the reference variable dot next method of the scanner class, and then we are using the method of the string class, which is char@0. So whatever we give, even if we give a word, okay, so it will only take the first letter of the string, which is at the position 0. So the first letter will be taken. So obviously it is better we declare it as a char rather than a string. So to read a character, there is no next char method, but instead of that we can make use of the existing methods to read a character from the console. Okay, I would like to discuss one very important point while reading the input from the console. Okay, so just take a look at this particular part of the code. So what we did is we are reading the integer. Okay, so generally what the user will do, the user will enter the value. Say I have entered 20, and after 20 the user will press enter. Okay, so the user will press enter. So what will happen is both the things will get into the buffer. So now what happened is 20 and this enter both are inside the buffer. 20 and enter both are inside the buffer now. So what will happen is this only 20 will be assigned to the variable x, and this enter will still remain in the buffer. Okay, so what will happen, the user will enter 20 and enter, and 20 will be assigned to the variable x. Now 20 is gone, but enter is still there in the buffer. So as soon as what happened is, now I tried to print x. Okay, 20 is printed on the screen, but later on I said string s is equal to input dot next line. So when I use this particular statement, what happens is it will not ask the user, listen to me carefully, it will not ask the user to enter the string. What it will do is it will take this enter from the buffer and it will skip this particular statement. So it will skip this statement because there is something in the buffer and it will assume that this enter is the string that you want to read. So to avoid such difficulty, okay, so whenever you are reading the input, one thing is make this reading of the line as the first statement. Okay, so read strings first and then read the numerical data later. Okay, so but still if you can't avoid it, what you can do is you can add one flush statement over here, which is input dot next line. Okay, so whenever you write this, what will happen is this enter will be consumed by this particular new line and you can happily enter another thing over here. Okay, so this is how you can avoid, okay, so this enter interrupting you from reading the string data. Okay, so that's it friends. This is all about the system.out.println and the scanner classes. Hope you understood these videos. Stay home, stay safe, happy learning. Bye.